Hey Canucks fans, welcome to the line change. Now today was the Jake Milford golf tournament, and we heard from several Canucks speak to the media for the first time, and that includes one Elias Pettersson. This was his first media availability, at least with the Vancouver media, and our friends over on Canucks Army went ahead and recapped it for us. In particular, friend of the podcast and two-time guest, David Quadrelli, better known as Quads. Now, before we dive into this and hear what Elias Pettersson had to say in regards to his offseason, as well as this upcoming season, I want to give a quick shout out and thank you to my sponsor, as I always do, to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this amazing artwork you see behind me. And you guys can check them out yourselves at gassjackart.com. You guys can also find him on Instagram at GassJackArt. I have a link to his website in the description down below. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what Elias Pettersson had to say at the Jake Milford Charity Golf Tournament. Jeez. As expected, Elias Pettersson is eager to put last season behind him. It was a dreadful season for Pettersson, who put up just 15 goals and 30 assists through 64 games in year one of his 8-year, $92.80 million contract. Now there's a quote from Pettersson. "Yeah, I feel great. I had a good summer, and I'm excited to be back," Pettersson said to a pool of reporters assembled at Northview Golf and Country Club for the Canucks' annual Jake Milford Charity Golf Tournament. Pettersson commented on management re-signing core players like Brock Besser and Thatcher Demko, saying it's great that the team is keeping the core together and that he's excited for the future with the group. Pettersson also shared that he got married over the summer, calling it the best day of his life. So a big congratulations to Elias Pettersson. It has now been officially confirmed. Now, obviously, there were reports that he was seen wearing a wedding ring on his finger. His girlfriend, Caitlin Bird, was also spotted wearing what looked to be an engagement ring. Turns out it's actually a wedding ring as well. So a big congratulations to Elias Pettersson on getting married, and so on. So that is huge. I'll admit, I watched the interview that PD had on the Vancouver Canucks X account, and I'm surprised he mentioned it. He didn't, mention it himself. He was actually asked by Ian McIntyre, did you get married? And PD was just like, yeah, and then he went on into detail, not complete detail, but he went on to say, it was the best day of his life, which is to be expected. That's just the thing about, your wedding day. It is the best day of your life. And I'm, of course, speaking from experience. So, but moving on, Pettersson also talked about new Canucks head coach Adam Foote. And here's a quote from Pettersson. I mean, he's been our assistant coach for 3 years now. He's been a great leader. He's good to talk to. And just the talks we've been having over the summer, it's been really good. So really, really looking forward to it. As a result of his on-ice struggles last season, Canucks management publicly questioned Pettersson's practice habits, preparation, and off-season work in 2024. GM Patrick Allvin even shared that Pettersson's off-season training plan was a key topic during his exit meeting with the team's highest-paid player. Pettersson was glad to share that he put on 6 kilos, which is just over 13 pounds, of muscle this offseason. He even requested that we make it, at least Canucks Army's headline. I made it my own headline too. Pettersson would go on to say, I added 6 kilos, so you can add that to your headline. Pettersson said, jokes aside, I feel good. It's been a long, long summer, so I tried to add some muscle, and I'm ready to be myself again out there. I feel confident. That's the exact type of thing Canucks fans want to hear from Pettersson. Yeah, it's exactly what we want to hear, but obviously it will take a lot more than words for fans to believe Pettersson can return to being the high impact player he's been at times throughout his career. And we've been saying this even with the stuff with, the Swedish interview that he did, words. We even said it when we heard from his skills coach, just ranting and raving about him. Again, words. We even heard Evander Kane himself say, PD looks different. He looks like he's got a different attitude. And now this is just me kind of grasping at straws, but perhaps getting married kind of does that to you. Who knows? But Pettersson obviously looking for his revenge. He's about to embark on his revenge tour. And obviously I'm, looking forward to seeing how PD does during training camp. That is where all Canucks fans' eyes are going to be glued to that, to see how he skates, just skates in general, how he skates with the puck. The Canucks fans are going to be looking at his burst speeds and whatnot. So we're only about a week away from seeing that. But it is, I will say, it's good hearing Pettersson say all the right things. Now he just needs to show it on the ice. And then hopefully Elias Pettersson will be back, and he will be maybe not necessarily that 100-point player, but maybe at least a 90 to 95-point player. And he can help lead this team to the playoffs again. And perhaps he can even put this team on his back and, hunker down and, show us, hey, I still got what it takes. But that is the interview from Pettersson. I'll leave a link to the article in the description down below. It does have a video from the media scrum from Pettersson, so if you want to listen to it yourselves, you guys can go ahead and do that. As I mentioned earlier, you guys can also just go ahead and check the Canucks X account. They published, they posted that very same interview. You can also see interviews from Tyler Myers, Brock Besser, and I believe that's it on the interviews. Not a whole lot of them talked. Brock Besser spoke about, his, signing the contract and, putting that behind him, and now he can just focus on hockey. He spoke about that a little bit, but we'll save that perhaps for maybe another video. But because this one is about Elias Pettersson. But I want to know what you Canucks fans think. What do you think about PD once again saying all the right things, saying, he had nothing, in his way for or hindering him all off season. He was able to train fully. He got married, and he's put on 13 pounds or 6 kilos of muscle. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. And as always, if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. If you want to find and interact with us on social media, you can find us on social media, as you can see there, on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. Lastly, if you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow, as well as rate and review us. It is, of course, greatly appreciated, and it also really helps out the podcast as well. But that's going to do it for me, and as always, let's go Canucks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.